And so, after getting through the frosty forest, Camomile's team headed farther north. The more they advanced, the harsher the conditions became. This icy mountain path seems to go on forever. We've walked a long way here. Willow looks exhausted too. We've been running all this time out of desperation. What's in store for us ahead? Are we really doing the right thing? This is too cold. There's nothing but snow now. The scenery's been the same for a while. I wonder if we're really making progress. Chamomile, I was thinking, it looks like we finally reached somewhere that's deserted. I also have a feeling that there isn't anything ahead. And I'm pretty tired. The two of us. What's gonna happen to us? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said anything to bring you down. There isn't any point in wondering about what we did. Not after all this. Even though we don't know what's ahead. We'll find out if we keep moving. Don't worry, there's gotta be something ahead. Chamomile, I believed in you, and that's what got me this far. And that's not changing. I have faith in you, Chamomile. I'll go with you, always. Yes, Willow trusts me without any doubt. I can't afford to be indecisive. I have to believe in myself more. What? What was that? Dizzy? What? Huh? Is something wrong? Chamomile! Finally. Finally you have arrived. Someone is talking to me. Willow? No. This voice isn't Willow. This voice, I've heard it somewhere. Finally, you have arrived. I've been waiting for you. Gardevoir! I'm so glad. Finally we get to meet. You're... What? Chamomile, is something the matter? Why are you talking to yourself? I cannot be seen by others. I am visible only to you. A little farther ahead, there is a jagged mountain range topped by Mount Freeze. On its peak, Ninetales lives. Ninetales? Ninetales awaits your arrival. Beware. Oh, wait! Hey, Chamomile. Chamomile! What's the matter? What happened? Oh, so that's what happened. Gardevoir appeared to you. That's why you were looking so stunned earlier. I'm amazed, though. Ninetales isn't just a legend. It really exists. And that Ninetales is up at the peak. Chamomile, all the effort we put into getting here, it's finally going to bear fruit. We'll meet Ninetales and get the truth. We'll finally get rid of the suspicions they have about you, Chamomile. Awesome. Listen, Chamomile, don't be so worried. It'll be all right. It's only natural that you would be scared of meeting Ninetales, Chamomile. The heartless human who abandoned Gardevoir, it may be you. I can understand how you could think that. But that's impossible. You're not the human, I'm sure. Well, there was a time when I had some doubts, but now, I wonder why. I really don't know why. But it doesn't matter. I know you're a good sort, Chamomile. Do you remember when I first got the idea to start a rescue team? I met you in the tiny woods, Chamomile. Even back then, I sensed there was something different about you. It is weird, isn't it? But I believe in you, Chamomile. Anyway, we'll know the truth when we get to the peak. Chamomile, let's do our best. I felt something special from you since the first time I saw you. There is indeed a reason. But what you are is none of my business. Chamomile, let's keep moving forward. Chamomile, let's give it our best. We'll meet Ninetales and get the truth. Look at Absol dancing to the music. Gee, sure would be nice to have a thick fur coat when you and I over here are freezing to death, not to mention you being weak to ice. We're all ready to go. Mount Freeze or the snowpath? You know the story about the snowpath? Yet I feel the need to just go into it. If a PP of a move, if the PP of a move has 0 PP, sometimes it may be restored. Rare qualities affect the entire team. Squeeze Out is Absol's rare quality. It comes with one. We have a Zooryl here. I'm gonna cut corners with my charge beam, and we're gonna train up. Basically, just gonna get lots and lots of items, see what we come out of this with. Those Geopebbles are gonna go very quickly. We're already out of Graveler Rocks. Level up for Chamomile. Trying to learn Wake Up Slap. That's a fighting type move that gets additional power if the foe is asleep. I do have the capability of learning Sing, though I don't know if that's really something that I'd want to have as a combo. If it was a normal type move, I might consider it, but with it being fighting type and all, not sure about that one. Willow gains a level as well. 50 speed. Wow, Absol's a jerk. Absol, more like asshole. What? Isn't this where we started from? This seems awfully familiar. I guess that path we took just leaps back to where it started. It looks like we have to get over Mount Freeze to move on. Chamomile, let's do our best. We're stronger for the road ahead. Up Mount Freeze. Sorry, I had cold feet. Okay, let's go. Let's do our best to reach the peak. Ninetales is up there. We're coming for you. Absol. Wrong button. Absol deserves some time in the sun. If Chamomile doesn't obliterate everything in the room first. There's something down here that we can do. Okay. This little seal has lowered my attack. No, not yet. Missed. Absol, you're awful. Switch places with somebody who can actually do something. I got flinched after not being able to attack and Chamomile getting off a double blizzard. Gust trap. Gosh, when they say Absol invites tragedy, they weren't kidding. This is an example of a slightly more complex floor, having water in the middle that we could just walk over if we were water type or flying type or levitating or anything like that. Or one of the many Pokemon that technically fly but doesn't really, but the game doesn't tell you that, but it works anyway. Absol, it's time. We've undergone changes, unchecking Blizzard and unregistering the Geopebbles. That way Absol can fight in isolation. I had to say that. Well, I didn't disable Dragon Breath. Okay. Third time's the charm. Absol has Pursuit. This is a dark type move that does more damage if the enemy has a bad status. Normally it's if they're calling back to their Pokeball, though those things don't exactly exist here. We have Bite, which is a dark type move, has a chance of flinching the enemy. As it just did. Perfect, good fight. We have the ability to train up Willow on top of the game here, realizing it even before I do. We'll go up the stairs. What's next on the menu? Vigoroth. I've had Vigoroth before. Tasted pretty good when I bit it about 30 seconds ago. Quick attack we've already seen. Slash is a normal type move with a high critical hit chance, which is what it just scored. But Chamomile, of course, showed us up anyway. Absol's ability is Super Luck. Boy, you sure wouldn't know that from its performance so far. That makes it so its critical hit chance is increased, on top of what it already gets from Slash. Here's a focus energy. That raises your critical hit chance. I'll show you some criticals of my... Oh, no. I pushed the wrong button. I'm used to things being on a certain button when playing as Chamomile or Willow, and they aren't quite there yet because I haven't customized what order Absol's moves go in. Fight. Please go down now. Thank you. This one is a confused one. We've already seen that. Just wanted to make sure of that. Zangoose! Hello! Your name is not Vigoroth, but you look a lot like him from the back. So as we're going up the mountain, I've already said my praises for everything that's gone up to this point, how this was really the first time that I'd played a very story-driven game. I was in my early teens when this came out, and I thought it was just mind-blowing that this was showing what, you know, not just Pokemon, but what video games in general could be, because the idea of games having really deep stories is really foreign to me. I mean, I played Mario 64 growing up. I wasn't even really a Zelda kid until the GameCube era, so this was very new to me for the types of games that I had started out with. But even though a lot of you have said that you really, really love the scene where we become fugitives and that it was just such a big moment for you as a kid and you even love it now, I did see some people saying that they don't really feel the same way. That they don't really like that scene because, you know, Gengar is clearly not trustworthy and everybody instantly believes him and, you know, all of our friendships that we made with everybody meant nothing up to this point and suddenly everybody just wants us dead. And I don't personally agree with that. I really don't think that's how things played out all that much. I could see how maybe it would look that way at first, but... Okay, so breaking down what happened one thing at a time. We have Gengar who's going around telling stories. And people kind of have the attitude of, hey, you know, he's telling us that this legend might be true, and some want to hear him out, other people are kind of rolling their eyes at Gengar, not really sure what to believe. And then Gengar is like, oh, isn't that right, Chamomile? And everyone's really surprised that he's making this accusation. Now, we know that Gengar has a grudge against us. Not everybody knows that. We're also complete strangers who have actually lived in this town for less than 2 weeks. Though, if there is one part of this whole exchange that I think is kind of stupid, it's the fact that Gengar calls his own team Team Meanies, and he intends to be taken fully seriously. Even as a kid, I thought he could have had a better team name. But he isn't immediately taken seriously by everyone. The Pokemon that turn on us are Lombre and Snubbull. Oh, sandstorms! On an icy mountain. Pupitar, you're a miracle worker. Unless you're ground, rock, or steel type, you can't restore your HP naturally and you keep taking damage. There's a special defense buff that rock type Pokemon get, which Pupitar is. So, Lombre and Snubbull, they're the two Pokemon that turn on us. They're not Pokemon that we have close relationships with. We've had a couple of friendly chinwags with them as we've been in town. That's really about it. Not a whole lot going on, and on top of that, they don't believe Gengar right away. They actually go, hey, Chamomile, that's not true, is it? And then it's Chamomile not denying it that really gets them agitated. Gengar's the one who gets them asking questions, sure, but it's only because they find it just so outlandish in the first place. And it's really Chamomile that's the one that causes everyone to turn on us. It happens a lot in real life where you have somebody who doesn't sound at all trustworthy, says something really outlandish, and it gets people asking questions and they come to their own conclusions on it. But in this case, Chamomile more or less confirms it themselves because they believe that they really are the culprit in this case. That's why I think it's well done. Wow, this is the Kecleon Emporium? I've never seen a Kecleon shop this big. Wow. I'll stock up really quick and turn the moves back on. Absol, you're new here. Don't provoke him. Don't provoke him. Just look at his eyes. They're soulless. I chose to do something that I really should be doing more often, and that's switching over to Willow. You can't switch leaders in a Kecleon shop, unfortunately, because what would happen if the leader was outside of the shop, you know? Can't really do that. And by switching to someone with a full belly and just consuming the 2 apples that are right here, we can get really strong having 130 belly. All done shopping. Got a lot of belly, got a lot of HP. We're looking great. To go back to everything that we're involved in, I also like how many sides there are to this conflict. How you have Alakazam not being able to deny that there is reason to believe it, but Willow interprets Alakazam's actions as him being the one pulling the strings because he doesn't want to believe that it's the case, and he's the one who gives us that one day to run away before we have to get out of town. If we stay in town, it's very dangerous for us if anybody believes that our existence is causing all these awful problems in the world. I think it's just a very well done scene, very emotional, And yeah, I can't really say enough good about it. And another Kecleon shop. Is this place just a multi-layer shopping mall of Kecleons running it? Buffed our max HPs with the Oran berries. That should just about do it, Keki. I think for now, we're gonna listen to some music as we make it up the mountain. Gotta boost those spirits. Dragon Breath is level 3 now. That's incredible. That's really good. Also, we gotta start linking some moves here. Giga Drain's resisted by you, but it should be fine. Or, okay, no, okay, never mind, you're not alive. First time using a link box. Willow should have Giga Drain mixed with Iron Tail. This is similar to what we had before. I want to do it again. Our attacks just aren't strong enough to knock out things in one hit anymore. Do you want to stop? Yeah. Can only do it on one Pokemon, though you can do as many linkings per Pokemon as you wish. They're all over the ground. Might as well take advantage of it. Now let's see this linked move. 46, healed up, and then Iron Tail. Wow, leveling up, that's a really good added benefit. Absol getting its first level up with us. My level went up, getting stronger. Trying to, Night Slash! Oh yeah, okay, this is way more powerful than Bite, has a high critical hit chance. Pursuit's the weaker of the two dark type moves, and that only works if the enemy has a bad status. Night Slash it is. Night Slash is incredible. One of my favorite bits of Pokemon trivia, if only for how disturbing it is, the Japanese name for Night Slash is we don't really have an equivalent of the word in English, but it's the Japanese word for swordsmen testing out the sharpness of their blades on passerby civilians. Rated E for everyone, guys. Blizzard! Quad a week, 2 of them at the same time. We even made a mid-air floating ice sculpture, something I can't imagine too many people have ever done in the history of humanity or Pokemon. Blizzard! There that goes. Level up for Willow. Level 27. Weird Al's favorite number. At least I assume it is. I don't know if it's ever actually been proven that it's his favorite number, just that he puts it in lyrics a lot. And then, I guess another sandstorm. Not the weather that I was expecting. Absol, you don't have a max HP increase, so it can go to you. And Chamomile is turning into a little tank. Yes, he is. Going very well. So as we're getting up into the higher floors, there's something imperative to know about Absol. Absol can permanently die. What an edgelord, am I right? Make extra sure Absol makes it through to the end, otherwise you don't get to keep him. Power up orb. Sharply boost the attack and special attack of all teammates. Yes, please. After I lighten my load a little bit. I guess I'm eating another Oran berry and becoming even more of a tank than I already was. We're into the 100 HP territory now. Since I was just going on about how you want to keep Absol alive, I think it makes sense to give it to him. 70 Poke for such an effect. Brilliant. Stun Seed, Tiny Reviver Seed, Chesto Berry. Do I have the sleep? Do I have anything to cure sleep? I have a health orb. I think I'm good. That merchandise is 195. My life savings are working out quite nicely. Shelgon, I ain't afraid of you. Blizzard! Double slap again. And there that is. Please come again. Or sorry, please come again, because it's singing. Oh, Kecleon Guild, how happy I am that at least you don't want me dead, because I am very sure that you could all outnumber me and finish me off if you so wished. Double slapping this chime? I bet it makes cute sounds while it's dying, and you're smacking it all around all over the place. I deserve everything happening. Synchro noise! You tried using Synchro Noise. What a sorry excuse for a Pokemon move. It only attacks Pokemon of the same type. It does have high power, but what's hilarious about it is that when they introduced it, it didn't have high power at all. It was something like 70 power when they introduced it, and it could only be learned, I think, by Psychic and normal Pokemon, so it either couldn't be super effective or it was forced into being not very effective on most of the Pokemon of its own type, depending on who had it. It was so awful. In fact, I think one game later, they even buffed the power to something along the lines of 120. I think it's the most base power that anything has ever gotten in one generation after it was being introduced. It's like they knew it sucked. Sorry, just that move makes me laugh every time I see it, because no one ever uses that move. No one should ever use that move. Not even wild animals. You should be ashamed of yourself. There's a Pokemon here. I don't have Blizzard, unfortunately. Tell you what I do have, though, a Geopebble that no one else is getting their hands on. Dragon Breath, good. Follow-up attack, 76 damage. Still not enough to actually stop you. It's okay, I got another rock with your name on it. Conked out for good. I'm kind of low on PP. I say that as soon as Squeeze Out takes effect. You're not worth a Blizzard, I'm sorry. We're just in a little corridor right now, so Geopebble it is. And there's something I want to add about the starter Pokemon. Another point that I really thank you for bringing up. A few of you have mentioned that Bulbasaur's starting type is more interesting than I made it sound. That didn't take away like any belly at all. While it does have the dual same type attack bonus, and that is legitimately something very good that no other starter can really tout, there's also some interesting properties that Grass Poison type has defensively. Its poison is immune to, well, poison, of course, but Grass type is also immune to powder moves as of this point in the series, which means that with how much I've made poison out to be a really huge deal and status moves out to be super good, that means that Bulbasaur is just outright immune to the statuses that most Pokemon are capable of inflicting on it. That can also make it more of a defensive player than most other Grass types would seem at first. Hail! It's cold and hailing. Unless you're an ice type, you can't restore HP naturally and you keep taking damage. Not even a steel type can avoid getting its hide dented like a car. Seviper and Shelgon, you're going for a Blizzard? What do you mean no? They're right there. Oh, it only has 2 range unless you unfroze in a Blizzard. Okay, sure. Shelgon is getting the hell out of Dodge, as you should. Can't naturally restore HP. Slacking! All right, well, you know the drill. Beyond legendary stats can only attack every other turn, except its stats are painfully average here, and they adjusted it so that it can only use moves every other turn. Movement is not affected. Its ability Truant also causes it to sleep differently. It won't wake up with adjacent movement around it, only if it's attacked first. And it can also sort of act like a passive yawn where Pokemon near it can be influenced into falling asleep later. Going further into how Hail works, it can activate certain abilities like Ice Body and Snow Cloak, but the real boon is the fact that it makes Blizzard guaranteed to hit no matter what. That's why I was spamming it back there. We've come very far, but I think from here we're gonna speed things up a bit. Hit the big 3-0 just before this. I miss Auntie Kangaskhan. I wonder what she thought of all this. A lot of the shopkeepers were relatively neutral in the whole situation and didn't really seem to want any part of it. We're heading into a crucial stretch. Let's keep our guard up. We've come pretty high up. We're nearly at the summit, Chamomile. Let's do this. Mount Freeze Peak. Not Vast Ice Mountain Peak, one of my favorite songs. We'll go ahead and take this apple. We have replenished belly from all that. Oh, wow, it actually takes into account increased belly size when replenishing it in one of these midpoint dungeons. That's cool. We have Hail once again. If I am not mistaken, this enemy is gonna be, yep, Glalie. all the enemies on the peak are Glalie! Frankly, die! Thank you. Let's see if you're a Glalie as well down here. Willow's very low on HP. Yep, it's a Glalie. I don't care if you're resisted. There's 4 of you in this room. Blizzard spam it is. Double Blizzard, good. All 4 of them faded at once. 400 experience points across the board. That's the power of the Blizzard. Fear the cold within me. Got some hail going on. It's okay. Slacking. I just wanted to tell you, I just wanted to wake you up, man. It was the only way I knew how to. Willow getting up to level 23. Starting to feel very strong. This Blizzard came at a good time. Yeah. One thing that I did was uncheck Blizzard on my active Pokemon. I was using Blizzard accidentally, and even though yes, I can press R and A to pass turns in battle and not use a move that's on the registered, a non-registered move will never be selected by the A press to use the automatically best move in the current situation. That's why I did that. Absol also getting up to the big 3-0. Sorry, Willow. What do you say? It's getting more difficult. To not be level 30 when we are, I bet it is. I hope that doesn't mean what I think it means. It could just be nothing. Or it could be something. Or it could be a shell gun to prove me wrong. It was all Glalie in the original, but I guess not here. No, slacking doesn't seem to have any range on it. Famous last words, I know. Besides, we can combo with slacking down to 1 hit. Come on, 3 hits. There's the stairs. Willow, you've stuck by me so much. I'm gonna take your sanctity over that money. Even if you probably would have been fine. You just mean that much to me now. Don't use. You can just naturally recover HP from here. I think you'll be fine now. Unless that Glalie gets close by, you better not have a ranged ice attack like Icy Wind. Quick attack, double quick attack. Still not enough. Double slap. What's with all the things here that are just faces? First Shelgon and now Glalie. Blizzard? Anything with range on it's good. Starting to miss my Graveler rocks though. Those were very helpful in a lot of situations. And then there's this. Not gonna chance it. Going through. 20th floor. Another hailstorm. They're just everywhere. Well, it looks like there's a Kecleon shop here. One last final chance to get powered up. Kecleon's boon contains a max ether. I don't think I really need that, but just in case. I think I'll take that with me rather than drink it. Yeah, we'll use an Oran Berry on Willow. She really needs it. I just don't want anything stupid to happen with an Ice-type move. Totter Orb makes all the enemies in the room confused for a while. Everybody trying to attack us while we're trying to shop. And then a Mock Ribbon, which increases the wearer's speed. I'm already wearing a Mock Ribbon, so I'm not overly concerned about getting a second one. Nah, I think I'll try to find something. Besides, we have our storage. I really should have been equipping something to Absol from our storage, though. I just didn't think of it at the time. Going for bite. I'm going for double slap. It really is just white balls in this area. Don't think about that one too much. We've finally arrived. This is the summit, isn't it? I wonder where Ninetales is. There they are! I've spotted Chamomile. All right, I see them. Alakazam! It's about time we finally caught up to you. Your fugitive act dragged us all the way out here. Pipe down, Tyranitar. We can finally settle things here. I can barely contain myself. I'm itching for a fight. Willow, don't think badly of me. I don't know how to show mercy. Chamomile, I didn't wish for this conclusion, but this too is fate. The role of a rescue team is to help bring peace. We will crush you with every shred of our power. Get them! Cease this at once! What? Ninetales.
What? Ninetales?
That's Ninetales.
The legend. It was real.
Cease fighting at once, Alakazam. They are my guests. Tell us, Ninetales, who was the human that appeared in your legend? No, even before that. Was the legend itself a true event? Depending on your reply, I may have no choice but to eliminate them. Whether they consider my curse to be a legend or not, I care not. However, it did happen. Many years ago, I tried to lay a curse on a human. It was then, however, that Gardevoir, the human's partner, dashed in. It selflessly bore the full brunt of the curse meant for the human. Then, the human did a selfish and cowardly thing. They abandoned Gardevoir and fled. The human eventually became a Pokémon. Transformed into a Pokémon, the human lives on. And that human would be... Who is the human that you speak of? Chamomile. You may relax. It is not you. Just now. What did you just say? Chamomile is not the human that appears in the legend. That is what I said. What? There's something wrong. I'm too tensed up to move. Deep breaths. In, out. Oh, wow, fantastic. That's great. I knew Chamomile couldn't be the one. I knew it! Chamomile couldn't possibly be anyone that terrible. I have another thing to say. It is true that I foretold of the world's balance becoming unstable. However, that human becoming a Pokémon and the world's balance, they are not linked in any way. The cause of the natural calamities, it exists elsewhere. Hey, you! You were wrong! You were wrong to hound and harass Chamomile! We apologize.
We're sorry. We got worked up by that Gengar. No! I suspected Gengar right from the start! Chamomile just doesn't look like the treacherous type!
If only that were true. But I must say, you are to be commended for prevailing through this cruel journey and discovering the truth. Impressive, Chamomile. This is fantastic. I knew I wasn't wrong. Huh? Oh, but wait. Then why did Chamomile turn into a Pokémon? I understand that Chamomile isn't the human from that legend, but then how do you explain Chamomile becoming a Pokémon? Chamomile? Who are you? The ground's heaving! Quake! The world's crust is shifting. The natural calamities are worsening. And the shifting of the ground, it will awaken the beast that embodies the earth. The beast that sleeps deep underground. Groudon will be awakened. What? Groudon is rising? Groudon? What is that? What's a Groudon? A legendary Pokémon that has been spoken of only in myths. It is the Pokémon that raised the land masses and created continents. It is said to have taken to sleep after catastrophic battles with its archenemy, Kyogre. If Groudon were to get loose, there would be chaos. It must be stopped.
We will go.
We'll go too.
No.
You must remain behind. Groudon is far more powerful than any Pokemon you have faced. Leave it to us.
That's how it goes. You go back to your rescue team base for a well-earned rest. Don't worry about us. We didn't get our gold rank the easy way. We'll get the job done, and we'll be back before you know it.
Fine. We're off to quell Groudon.